Hello and welcome everyone. We are very excited to bring you to this special video today. You see, we have always been proud of the successful clients, and today we are going to share you an inspiring story that exemplifies the potential of online retailing business. Our guest today made an incredible $1.5 million in sales in just the last quarter in 2022. And let's dive in to discover his journey, strategy, and tips to replicate his success. I'm Steele, founder of WeFulfill, an Australian China-based supply chain company. We're focused on providing the most professional supply chain solution for your online business in Australia. Hello, Lin. It's great to have you here. Your success in 2022 is really impressing us and other job shippers like you. Today, I ask a few of the questions on behalf of our other clients. So, we want to learn more about the business you generate. Okay. So, firstly, I would like to know. So, could you please help to introduce yourself and tell us a little about your business, job shipping business journey?
Yeah, sure. So, hey everyone, my name's Liam Trollio. I'm from Perth, Western Australia. And I've been working in e-commerce now for probably the better part of almost 3 years total, but full-time for like the last 18 months. So yeah, I used to work in a big kind of corporate private accounting world in Perth, and then started working in drop shipping and e-commerce towards the full-time in the beginning half of 2022. And then was lucky enough to kind of meet Steele and his team towards the end of 2022. And yeah, so I think now we've expanded the business to over 13 direct to consumer e-commerce brands in Australia. So we primarily target the Australian and sometimes New Zealand markets. But yeah, so I've been doing that full time for about 18 months.
Yeah, like I said, it's very impressive, especially, you made over $1.5 million sales in just the last quarter in last year. So that is really matters most. Actually, not everyone is finding the job shipping. It's easy to go. So what is actually inspired you to start your job shipping business?
Yeah, so I suppose it's a big thing at the moment. I think drop shipping back in 2015, 2016, 2017 was quite easy. You can definitely put a little less effort in, and if you found a cool product, it was pretty easy to get sales. But as more and more people have become into drop shipping and become excited by drop shipping, it's gotten a lot harder and a lot more competitive, which isn't necessarily a bad thing either. I think competition is pretty healthy as well. But I suppose I first got started by looking at a bunch of different YouTube channels and seeing similar kind of young guys, not that many in Australia to be honest, but similar guys from overseas get started into drop shipping. And I've always been really into business from a very young age. My parents are migrants from overseas, and they started their own business and have been working in their own business since they were really young. And yeah, so I've always loved entrepreneurship and business in general. So drop shipping was kind of just a natural fit for me.
Yeah, and now you got a success.
Yeah, it took a while, but we got there.
No, let's talk about something about your job shipping skills. And the first thing I want to talk about is so one of the most challenging for the job shipping is actually to finding the right products. So how do you go about identifying your profitable products?
Yeah, different things we look at. To be honest, one of the biggest things is we look for products that we would personally buy ourselves. So yeah, it's mostly myself that runs a lot of the brands, but my girlfriend's also involved with some of the businesses too. So a starting point is when we're looking for a product, we find something that either I or her would buy if we saw it come up on her feed. So some of our successful products have been like drinking games and craft beer stuff that I'm interested in personally, and then some of the stuff my girlfriend's been interested in are more like the vase and home decor based products. So one of the first things we definitely look at is what would we personally buy if we saw it come up and out, like while we're scrolling on TikTok or Facebook. So that's definitely a big factor. And the other thing is definitely just whether or not it's always easier, especially when you get started, to sell something that's got a bit of a wow factor or it's something a bit interesting or exciting. You can sell other stuff, but I just wouldn't recommend as a beginner starting with something that's a bit more plain and simple. It's just harder to really get advertising down packed if it's a more boring product. So it's always easier to find something that's a bit more exciting. A lot of people will tell you to sell problem-solving things, which is true, but most of my products, to be honest, aren't problem-solving as much, and more just exciting things that I'm personally interested in. And I suppose the most important factor is finding it at a price that makes sense as well. It's got to be something that you can buy cheap enough that once you factor in all the costs, like I think it's one thing that a lot of people overlook with e-commerce businesses is by the time, like, even though it's inherently just selling a product and shipping it to someone, by the time you pay shipping fees, payment processing fees, advertising fees, like your subscriptions and everything just adds up over time. So it's also going to be a product that's got pretty healthy margins. So at the very, very least, look for something that you can at least sell for about 20 Australian more than what you buy for it. So yeah, those are kind of three things I look for. Something that's exciting, something I'd be interested in myself, and something that's got the like required profit margins, basically.
Yeah, that's interesting. Finding the right products, I think that's the first step. So what matters next is you got to source from somewhere, especially when you are trying to find some Chinese manufacturers to produce your products and your lane. So what is the role has our service as we fulfill, played in the sourcing products for your business?
Yeah, I couldn't speak highly enough of Still and all his team, and specifically Anchor as well, the manager that I work with. It's been pretty huge. So yeah, as I was going to say earlier, I started drop shipping probably 3 years ago now, I think. And that was like really bad, supplying straight from AliExpress kind of stuff. It was not good at all. Sorry, I think my dog's probably just walked in behind me, but we started off 3 years ago using just AliExpress directly, and that was just terrible. Like, things would go missing, the suppliers wouldn't reply to you, you'd have super long shipping times. It was headache after headache, to be honest, using AliExpress, so that was terrible. And then I moved on to a few other companies in between, and they were okay. They offer you the kind of basic stuff that AliExpress doesn't, like a bit faster shipping times and a little bit of support, but still, anytime anything went wrong, we would be chasing somebody up, no one would respond. Like all just terrible stuff. So it still wasn't great. But then now, since I've been working with WeFulfill, which I think it's probably coming up over a year or a year and a half now, it's been completely different. So yeah, just the responsiveness, like having such direct communication with not only my team that from WeFulfill, but also Still, it's just been next level in terms of, if we find a new product, I can set it in the chat that we've got and we'll get pricing in such a quick turnaround time. And just the level of comfort knowing that like things are actually being checked. Like, you just never know normally if like things can look good in pictures, but the product quality can just be terrible. So having a team like yourselves there who I know are genuinely interested in the success of my business, and they're not just trying to make money for themselves. It's just been, it's got rid of all the headaches, but it's been even better than that, to be honest. It's definitely the reason why I've had so much success in the past 18 months. So, yeah.
Yeah, WeFulfill now is becoming your own supply chain channel. So I'm glad that we did that.
It's been, I think all 13 brands now are now fulfilled through WeFulfill. And what started with I think I just reached out to you guys for a small store just because I was struggling to find suppliers. But the service has been that good that now everything is handled by WeFulfill. And that is the thing that's kind of surprised me as well, that took it to the next level, is being able to utilize local warehouses and things like that now, because the businesses are really almost moving away from typical drop shipping brands and becoming like fully fledged being e-commerce brands, which just I never thought was possible, especially when we started working together. But it's been great.
Thank you for all your words about it. We fulfill. Okay, so after the products, so let's talk about the marketing and branding, because we knew that you really did a very good at marketing, especially when you are putting your brand awareness in front of the audience. It's really helping you to do a better sales conversions with the products. So because marketing is always playing a crucial role in dropshipping business. So maybe can you share what the marketing strategies works best for you? Because this is a lot of our dropshipping they want to know.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing, it covers more than just advertising, to be honest. It covers the whole dropshipping business, but I think the biggest thing is just building trust. It's really such an important thing. So the advertising really got to look real and genuine, and not just some really fake kind of video that people can tell just probably isn't an actual branded product. So yeah, a lot of the advertising and the website coding and everything is really just trying to build yourself to look like a very genuine and trustworthy brand. I think especially with how like the internet's moving, people get really concerned shopping online, especially with how much scams and everything's going on. So yeah, there's a lot of building trust and making advertising feel real. But I suppose the biggest differentiator for the way that we run our business is we don't try and target every part of the world and just try and do like mass dropshipping. Obviously with successful brands, we try and scale and grow into other countries, but we just start off targeting one country and make it feel like a very local experience. So being in Australia, naturally, we just target Australia to start off with. So pretty much just run the website as like a .com.au, make it feel real, make the ads really feel like they're an Australian product. So you don't want like a US voiceover or like a terrible TikTok voice to speech or text to speech thing going in the background. But yeah, so we typically just run, the most successful guide is running video ads on Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, really. So pretty much 99% of our sales for our business come from some form of Meta advertising. And because of the unique products we pick, it normally makes more sense to do it as a video ad rather than a text or an image or a carousel, anything else. So yeah, I suppose to sum it up, it's we try and make it a local experience, so make everything branded to feel like it's Australian local company, make everything feel super branded, and then also we just make it really genuine, fun and exciting video ads that can be right on Facebook, so Meta and Instagram.
Yeah, I think that is how it helps you to achieve the good results for your marketing in your sales. So that's impressive. Okay, actually, so every business is facing the challenges because we have been talking a lot about how you are selecting products, how you are doing the marketing, how you are choosing the suppliers, fulfillment. So have you ever met with any of the obstacles that you in your dropshipping journey, and how you overcame it? Can you share me something about that?
Yeah. So like, there's no business that's really easy. I don't really believe there is that many passive income businesses. I know like dropshipping is talked about being a passive income business, and I think if everything works flawlessly, then maybe it can be pretty hands off. But yeah, especially the beginning of my dropshipping journey, I didn't appreciate how much like customer service would be required with like how many orders are coming through and shipping and tracking and all of that kind of stuff. So one of the main challenges I faced early was definitely trying to get a grip on customer service and not just have my day spent replying to 200 emails asking where tracking numbers are and all of that kind of stuff. And that's probably another really good thing with WeFulfill as well, is that I think building into that trust is that the customers get like a local tracking number straight away. So that's definitely helped a lot for the customer service kind of part. It's a lot better obviously for customers to see an Australia post tracking number. They're like a Yarn Express or some other type of like overseas tracking number. So working with you guys definitely helps with the customer service, but also just putting proper systems in place and kind of getting some assistance is really where I've started spending a lot of my time recently as well. I think I've been lucky enough to have some pretty early success, but unless you start to build a team out around you to kind of help you grow, you can only spend so many hours doing the same thing yourself. So getting some assistance was probably the other way with that. So I've got a really good virtual assistant that covers a lot of the kind of shipping and admin side of the business. And I don't think, if I could have my time again, I probably would have got that a bit earlier on. I don't think you need to be a massive business to really get the value of that. You can get some really affordable virtual assistants on like Upwork that'll do a couple of hours a day for you kind of thing. So yeah, getting people that are more skilled in those areas was probably another way that I faced that challenge. And then yeah, I suppose another challenge when dropshipping, especially the way we do it, is that it's very heavy in Q4. So Q4 is where I think we made like a lot of our income last year. I don't know what the percentage it would be, but it would be very up there, and 90% probably. So I definitely faced a bit of a challenge last year early on because I quit a pretty well-paying full-time job to do this. So I took a massive gamble. So I faced a bit of a challenge last year in terms of, was it the right decision and how the financials were looking come Q4. But I suppose, again, just putting in all the hard work earlier in the year to really reap the benefit of this part of the year right now, where it's just, a lot easier to sell products. So yeah, especially to any beginners, I think right now is kind of the perfect time to be launching a business, especially if it's your first time, because it's so much easier to sell and market in this quarter because people are buying things for Christmas and the holidays. Definitely when it comes to January, February, March, it's a lot harder to sell things. So that was something that I learned. It wasn't necessarily a challenge I overcome. It's more just learning at what time of year is right to sell e-commerce products.
Yeah, everyone's encountered all the problems, but you did that. You overcame all the things by all yourself. I think that's really good and really impressive for us. Well, as I stated, basically we want this meeting. Is actually we want to ask questions on behalf of our job shippers, especially a lot of the new job shippers. They started to get inside this industry because they got a lot of problems. So on behalf of them, I would like to know what of the advice would you be giving to someone who just started the job shipping?
Yeah, I suppose the biggest thing is just to get started, to be honest. It's probably a bit cliche and what everyone says, but I wouldn't be wearing the version I am if I didn't start that kind of first store. And it doesn't mean that the first store has to be successful, but the biggest thing I think that a lot of people struggle with is actually just taking action and, doing something. But aside from that, I would say find a product that you think has, something interesting about it that you'd be interested in buying. You can set up a store yourself pretty easily. There's so much good content online. That's another thing. If you're a real beginner and it's the first time doing this and you've never tried it before, there's just so much free content on YouTube that I would really lean into. I personally don't really believe in paid courses that much because I think you can get a lot of that material online for free. Obviously, if you've given it a good go and you haven't had any success, then maybe a paid course or mentorship is something that you should look at for sure. But I think just for a beginner, just find a cool product, find an agent that you trust, like we Fulfill, because that has been massive for me. Then just go ahead, make a website. The easiest way to get started on a budget is just ship the product to yourself and just try and make the videos yourself, or find whatever footage is probably available and just chuck it into an ad and just give it a go. I think I've learned way more about anything about e-commerce than just having a go at things rather than paying anyone or looking at anything particular. So yeah, I really just would recommend having a crack because I think it's something that really, if it goes well, it can really change your life and really change everything, especially if you're interested in business and small business. So yeah, just give it a crack. I guess that's my advice.
Yeah, because as a new job shipper, everyone, because there's so much different resources online. but we can say that some of the resources, they are really good to help them to start their dropshipping business. Especially, everyone got to learn from somewhere or someone. So from your opinion, so what is the role do you think a mentor or guide can play in success of a new dropshipper?
Yeah, so I think definitely a mentorship is probably what I would lead into rather than like a paid course or anything. Just because I think, especially the courses, you'll find a lot of them are quite old and outdated, and because there is such high competition in dropshipping, people are finding new ways to do things basically every single day. So yeah, I really think mentorship, especially if you find someone that you really do trust and you can see is getting results, I think that could be major. I mean, like just the basic stuff that I've learned in the past 3 years on how to like going from scrolling through AliExpress for hours and using an AliExpress supplier to ship my stuff and dealing with all the headaches and stuff that came with that. The amount of basic knowledge that I can pass on in terms of how to avoid all of that nonsense happening and things like PayPal holds and all this other stuff that just you wouldn't have encountered unless you've been dropshipping for a little bit. That kind of stuff, it probably isn't really spoken about that much, and really the role of the mentor or guide could just be to guide you through those kind of challenges. And yeah, I suppose it's almost like once you've done it a few times, you've got a bit of a blueprint in how to make a successful store. Like, you know what to avoid, you know what to do. So yeah, I think mentorship is really good and definitely can. I don't think you need mentorship to be successful. I think you can do it by yourself, but I think mentorship can really speed that process up a lot and avoid a lot of the pitfalls and mistakes that people can make. So yeah.
Yeah, people are still looking for the mentors, but as a dropshipping hero, so Lian, are you willing to offer a mentor or guide help for our new dropshippers, especially for someone who's just new to this industry?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Dropshipping hero is probably a bit not to get much, but no, definitely. It's one thing that I'm trying to probably build out over the next year, especially. I'm very big about giving back to people, so I definitely want to get. I think I've been speaking to you still about working on a course next year and everything like that, which will be completely free from my end. But as part of that, I really do want to help. Especially young entrepreneurs, especially in Australia as well, because that's where I have the most expertise. I definitely am keen to kind of build out a mentorship program and help people achieve the same success that I have been lucky enough to have over the past 2 or 3 years. Because as much as it isn't passive income, dropshipping, it really does give you a heap of financial freedom. And like the lifestyle now compared to where I used to be working, it's just 100 times better. So definitely want to help other people kind of achieve the same results.
That would be awesome. That'd be really awesome. I think that I need to thank you for your efforts in the coming years. So everyone got a good tips from you. All right, just Lian, thank you for sharing your journey and insights. So your story is really inspiring, and really I believe this will motivate a lot of our new dropshippers moving forward. And now for our viewers, if you inspired by Lian's story and looking for the guidance, we will have a good news. As we have already heard that Lian has kindly agreed to mentor a select group of our new dropshippers. So we will update here when Lian started to share the resources. Thank you for everyone.
That's it for today's video. We hope that you find it inspiring and informative. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more successful stories and useful tips. Until next time, keep dreaming and keep achieving. Thank you.